When I first started playing Arknights, I went for the standard 243 base setup because of its balanced output and the ability to max out the dorms for max credits acquisition. As the time went on and more operators with efficient base talents got added into the game, I started looking into 153 and made the jump right before Mansfield break. Here are the first reports from the transition period. The middle one is not relevant since it took me some time to max out the 5th factory. The report on the left was just a bit below my best possible results for 243 setup, and the one on the right was about average for my 153 setup, while the overall production was already noticeably higher than 243. At first I was putting drones into battle records, which created a big disparity in overall production. Since I had over 100 gold laying around, I started boosting my trade station instead, and the difference was very apparent from the get-go. For a while I was making on average over 30,000 LMD per day, while only losing like 5 to 6 battle records, and given my already accumulated surplus of those, it was a worthwhile trade-off. But of course that only lasted as long as I had the excess gold, which I did eventually run out of, and then I had to boost the gold production too. My MD production went down for a while, but it was temporary. Once the month reset happened and I got more gold from the certificate store, it went back up. This time around, however, I ran out of gold noticeably earlier, as I had no accumulated stock, so the efficiency reduction happened much faster. On another note, I found 153 to be easier to maintain than 243, given how many more operators with factory trades there are compared to the ones with trading post trades. So with all of that, should you switch to 153? If you are free to play, the answer is no, unless maybe you are running a 4-star only account, as those operators require less LMD than battle records to max out. If you are a low spender and only use the monthly sanity potions but don't refresh, the answer remains the same. It's really when you start refreshing where the story changes. There are two aforementioned approaches to drone allocation, putting them into battle records or LMD. Generally the former is recommended, but if you have excess gold running around, you can put the drones into LMD until you are close to running out of gold. From here you determine when and how much to refresh. 5 stars and especially 6 stars require more LMD than battle records, so you'll want to grind more LMD overall. There are also costs associated with material processing, but those can be amended with E2 Blemishine if you have her. Let's assume we are talking about refreshing during a big event, and the calculation will focus on the infinite LMD pool. Typically big events offer 500,000 LMD. But let's say this accounts for sanity used to clear out the store and for supplies for weeks without events. If you are putting drones into battle records, you will be getting somewhere between 72 and 77 battle records per day, depending on your base operators. At the same time, you should be getting about 21,000 LMD per day, so if we include daily sanity plus monthly card potions, you are looking at about 12 to 13 refreshes per day in order to have a bit of extra LMD. So if the event lasts 14 days, you are looking at the range of 170 to 180 refreshes. Now if we look at putting drones into LMD, assuming that you have gold supply to make it work at highest efficiency, we are looking at about 64 to 68 battle records and around 30,000 LMD per day. That translates to roughly 9 to 10 refreshes per day, so 130 to 140 total per 2 weeks long event. Now those are by no means definitive numbers, it is just to give you a rough idea as to what to expect. Of course you can grind C5, but it is not recommended as this stage is not very efficient, and given how few 3 weeks global servers get, it's best to spend those days off stocking up on chips, books and such. So to recap, 153 is a decent option for people that run low rarity accounts, and arguably the best option for big spenders that can refresh a lot, with the optimal setting being putting drones into battle records, since this setup provides the most battle records and highest overall production compared to 252 and 243. You will run out of gold when putting drones into LMD, so it will end up being less efficient. That said, if you are outside of those two categories, 252 is probably your next best stop. Thank you for watching, I hope you found the video useful, and if you did, like and subscribe, and if you didn't, dislike and tell me why. Also, check out my Twitch where I stream AK and PGR, as well as my Discord. It's fun. See you next time. Bye!